All the Good Times movies we've looked at so far have been based on existing properties, but the magic gift of the snowman is what happens when they're completely unleashed. Be afraid.
Snowflakes are falling. They don't make a sound. The wind is a whisper. And the stars shine so bright.
Get ready to suffer another round of jet lag, people, because we're once again dealing with that side of the Good Times coin. Now, while this is one of the original stories to come out of jet lag and Good Times, it's pretty clear there is some inspiration from the Snowman and Frosty, who our magic gift giver definitely resembles a lot more on the cover than he does in the actual film. We have some of our familiar names in the voice cast, who a lot of are also known for being in the early Dragon Ball Z dub, early Sonic cartoons, and Beast Wars, like Ian James Corlett, Scott McNeil, Terry Klassen, Kathleen Barr, and of course, Gary Chalk.
Well, that's just prime.
Alright, so I don't think there's anything that really says Christmas spirit more and sets up a fun ride for your children than immediately starting with a dying kid.
I'm sorry. I wish there was more I could do for her.
Surely there must be something, Doctor. She's so weak.
If she can make it to Christmas, I think she'll be all right.
Oh, thank you, Doctor.
No, I'm not a doctor.
Seriously, what the hell kind of diagnosis was that? I prescribe at least 20 cc's of confused shrugs every hour.
I think if she makes it to Christmas, she'll be alright, because, I don't know, she wouldn't have the gall to die after Christmas.
You know, that's clearly how it works with plot device-itis. I love it when the first lines of dialogue are just complete nonsense. Does set this movie's tone well, though.
Actually, can we get a second opinion? Your daughter got all wet from the snow. She's completely useless now. Alright, we'll go with the magical Christmas diagnosis.
Dad?
Later, okay, son?
I don't have time to discuss how your dying sister might affect you, son. Your mother and I have a lot of rock, paper, scissors to play to see if she's gonna get better or not. Landon here checks to see if his sister is still dying in her bed. Yup, so I guess it's later enough now to bug his father again.
Your sister's very, very sick.
Is it the same sickness that makes her not able to walk?
Yes, it is.
What sickness is this exactly?
The doctor says that unless she gets better in a few days, by Christmas at the latest, we may lose her.
What will make her better?
The doctor says she has to want to get better.
Ah, the perfect message to send children, really. If you're sick, you just have to want to get better, or you'll die. At this point, I assume Padme over here's dying of a broken heart. I just hope she screams out some children's names before she croaks, tying up all the loose ends.
But isn't there some kind of medicine or something we can give her?
The most important medicine has to come from inside Emery Elizabeth herself, Landon.
If she's happier, that'll make her be able to walk again. That's how that works.
We've done all we can do.
We've tried nothing and we're all out of ideas.
Let's hope she finds a reason to fight back.
Because we sure as hell aren't providing one.
What if I was actually proactive about this situation? That's so crazy, it might just work. I'll just build a doctor out of snow, because that'll be more effective than the quack we had coming by.
Emery Elizabeth!
It's me, Death. I just came by to put my hand on your shoulder. Now here comes a new way for the animation to be distracting besides the usual jet lag quality issues. The hair color of Landon and Emery Elizabeth. Sometimes they have the same colored hair, but other times Landon's is way more orange than hers, and the shade is just wildly inconsistent through the whole thing. I know this is the shit you all come for. Hair color inconsistency.
This friend is about as cool as a friend could be. Ta-da!
Wow, thank you for the personal creeper outside my window.
Why the hell was Window Creeper Snowman something Goodtimes felt they should repeat? Well, they're certainly helping this creep vibe by playing the Psycho Killer music.
What's his name? His name is, Snowden.
He, might have to flee the country soon.
Snowden? Snowden the Snowman?
Well, that's original, bro.
Don't worry, Em. He's gonna watch everything you do.
Shut up, Em. All you have to do is want to walk and your legs will work.
If you eat a bowl of oatmeal, I'll tell you all about where Snowden comes from and how we saved Princess Electra and her kingdom. Tell me. All it will take from you is eating a little oatmeal.
So she's malnourished, her parents are doing nothing, and the best the doctor's got is, lol, hope she tries. Well, Jack Frost 3 was better than I thought it would be.
There's a place far away. The children of the kingdom were happy all the time because they felt safe and sound, thanks to the magical smile of the ruler named Electra.
Electra! That starts with the E, just like Emery Elizabeth.
Save it for Sesame Street, sis.
One day, Emery, Elizabeth, and Landon were visiting Princess Electra's magical kingdom.
You and me?
Oh yeah, didn't I tell you this was gonna be a self-insertion fanfic? Though you're still in a wheelchair because you just didn't want it bad enough.
They had been invited by the princess herself to visit the royal palace.
Wow, what's this?
Oh, sorry, we had a rainbow reactor leak. You two are gonna die of radiation poisoning.
Wow!
Cool!
Yeah, wow, this is so great! Awkward silence time.
I'll say it's cool, and that's the way, I like it.
Wow, sweet reference, you smooth-talking snowman. Only the best would go for a reference like that. Oh, damn it.
Glad that creep snowman is only alive in your bizarro land, Landon. It'd be really freaky if the guy staring into my window showed signs of life, too.
In Storyland, Snowden works for Electra's Smiles of the Third Reich and teaches Em to use her mind to overcome her wheelchair and turn it into a train, which is all she has to do in real life, too.
If she turns her wheelchair into a train by Christmas, I think she'll be alright.
Time for a crap song as we're shown around this magical land where freaks wave their knives at you. Truly a place we all want to be. Then they head off to some pretty colorful locations, which would have been much nicer backgrounds for Wonderland than that fall crap they gave us, but instead, of course, it's used for the Christmas movie. Pretty sweet timing with that line right as the magic ended.
And now, the moment we've all been waiting for. Princess Electra!
She spends her whole days just staring at the door, hoping someone will actually be bored enough to waste their time by talking to her.
I've never seen a smile like that.
And I'll wager that you probably never will again.
So, a murderer was really the vibe you wanted your magical snowman to give off, Goodtimes? Really? Alright.
Princess Electra's smile is the secret to her power. No one is able to deny her anything once they have seen it.
Well, that's some pretty horrible implications. What the hell is the matter with you, magic gift of the snowman?
Here's my gift, having your free will surrendered to my smiling tyrant overlord.
That is creepy as shit. Someone had to just be taking the piss with this. Either that or they're all just experiencing extreme jet lag. Well, that's getting old quick.
Aren't we supposed to kneel or something?
No, silly. The only time we kneel around here is when we're playing marbles.
It wasn't that funny.
You see, kids, in Princess Electra's kingdom, there are no grown-ups. Except me, that is.
But that's okay, because there's no laws against pedophilia here.
That doesn't sound right.
Okay.
Awkward.
Are those beds made of marshmallows?
What? Does that look like marshmallow?
Yes, they are.
I have never before seen waffles confused for marshmallows, but there you go. What a magical gift. Thanks, Snowman. Maybe this was some confusion point for the animators, much like that time Michelangelo came out with pies instead of pizzas. I don't know, but whatever. Waffle mellow beds for the two little shitters it is.
I guess the Lullaby Birds will have the last words tonight.
The Lullaby Birds are, of course, 3 different types of birds and an owl. Don't worry, though, they'll creepily stare you to sleep.
I know, that's such a twist for this movie.
They do eventually start singing, and here's another twist for you. It's just awful.
Rest your little sleepy head. Sweet dreams will fall.
Half the time, it seems these birds are forgetting that their mouths are actually supposed to move while they're singing, so the owl here is going to make up for that by looking like it's getting ready to eat them because they dared to Lego its egos.
Dream and sleep, sleep and dream.
Oh, good. Cult bugs. I was worried when something else creepy hadn't hit the screen for a good 10 seconds. Well, I'm not sure if this nightmare fuel is actually working for M here, or if she's just got hemorrhoids. Well, looks like someone didn't believe in their butt enough. Landon is fast asleep, though, because he has no soul.
Landon, Emery, Elizabeth, wake up! Hurry! Something terrible has happened.
As the only adult in this town, I thought I'd come in and burden the visiting children with our problems.
Well, as it turns out, all the children here actually had to watch the previous scene, so they're all pretty depressed at this point. Oh, just get over it, idiots, and you'll be cured of everything.
Why isn't Princess Electra smiling?
Her smile has been stolen.
I'm glad the snowman is already face-palming for me.
I've lost a lot of things, and one of them has been my smile.
I was hoping to spare you this.
No, you weren't. You ran in and woke them up to tell them about it, you snow ass!
That evil villain, the champion of darkness and all-around Lord of Yuck. The shameless charlatan.
Who is this charlatan guy?
Tune in tomorrow.
What?
Looks like you're gonna have to not die tonight if you want to hear the rest of the story. I'm so clever.
When all medicine fails, don't finish a snowman story. It might just save a life. Extra creepy.
I'm finished with my dinner. Now you keep your part of the deal and tell me the story.
Huh? Story? What story?
I thought you just wanted to watch me walk slowly towards you. See, I'm stalling for time because once you get to Christmas, you can't die, sucker!
When everyone was asleep, he crept past the palace guards and stole into Princess Electra's bedroom.
Oh shit. I don't think I'm gonna like how he makes her lose her smile.
Charlatan took the smile right off the sleeping princess's face and locked it tight into a little black box.
Oh, he literally stole her smile. Shouldn't she have no mouth then, and she must scream?
Charlatan was the Lord of Yuck, forcing children to bring candy, rainbows, presents, and goodies to his evil yuck factories.
Stand back. This yuck flu virus just turned this into a Captain Planet episode.
Took them into his yuck factories, where the rainbows and stuff were turned into yuck.
Ew!
Is there a good market for yuck? I know you're not aspiring to be much here, Magic Gift of the Snowman, but here's an idea. Have a point. Then again, yuck seems to look a lot like oil, so I guess we can assume he's gonna strike it rich. Either that or take it back in time to fill the Grand Canyon.
Oh, it's worse than I thought.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying.
Quick, smile, both of you. I said smile.
Call the police.
Bob, just turn your wheelchair into a car or something.
I can't.
Just as I thought. Her fear is interfering with her magic.
We'll have to give her 50 cc's of yum so that she shits out her yuck and can refill her magic meter.
Maybe I should just stay here.
Nonsense.
If I can't get child labor out of you, what's even your point in existing?
How are we gonna get across?
Perhaps Amory Elizabeth will come up with an idea.
Me? I'm stuck in this stupid wheelchair. How could I possibly help?
If you stopped feeling sorry for yourself for a minute, you'd figure out exactly what to do.
Did he really just say that? You know, Snowden, there's a bit of a difference between a motivational speech and just being a prick.
If ice cubes float, maybe, just maybe, you'll float too.
They all float down here. That's it. That's your idea?
It's a brilliant idea.
Brilliant? I think not.
So Snowden had put the burden of coming up with a plan on M, seemingly to try and at least boost her self-esteem, but when she actually does, he calls it stupid. Wow. And so Snowden turned to slush and sunk to the bottom of the lake. The end! Alright, bloated Snowden swims them across, which makes sense because after all, just a couple seconds ago he said,
I cannot swim.
I didn't do anything. Nothing except come up with the best idea anyone could possibly have.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's not overblow this, kid. It was a mediocre plan at best.
How come everything's so much creepier on this side of Lipid Lake?
if you thought things only just got creepy now, you haven't been watching the movie.
The children of our kingdom grow more bored and depressed with each passing moment. And once they have descended sufficiently into despair and hopelessness, I will force them to work in my yuck factories.
Dude, just shell out the minimum wage to pay your workers. This really isn't worth all the effort you're going to just for cheap labor filled with an unhappy workforce, which means you'll get lesser quality yuck. Whatever the hell that means.
And my beautiful yuck will spread over everything, everywhere. I shall be the ruler of everything I see.
So you automatically get to be the ruler if there's a tar pit on the land? Who decided that's how territories work in Snowman Land? Miss Smiley Freak? Can't blame her though, she was too busy staring into your soul when the land arrangements were made. Oh well, at least he'll be the very powerful ruler of a bunch of ruined land because he had to pollute it in order to own it. Well, doesn't matter if I'm impressed. This pink mouse seems to like the plan, and I don't see me impressing any pink mice.
Princess Electra's magical kingdom is the only place left where charlatan's yucky yuck hasn't taken over.
I am watching something where they just use the term yucky yuck. Where did my life go wrong?
We've got to get Princess Electra's smile back.
I beg to differ!
You and Snowden, go on without me.
We would never leave you here to freeze to death, would we, Snowden?
It's fine with me to leave her here.
Half the time I went to write horrible responses for Snowden to say for this review, he would straight up say them in the movie anyway.
We can't leave her here.
Maybe you can't, but I can.
You're as cold as ice.
Why don't you just take off and leave us here to freeze on this mountainside?
Okay.
Snowden doesn't care if you live or die, Em, so remember that as you have to see him staring at you every single day.
What the hell am I looking at?
You can't leave it like that.
If Snowden could leave you on the mountain, I can leave you without an ending to the story tonight.
That's the lesson. Life sucks. Well, then why am I staying alive then? Shit. I know I fucked this story up somewhere.
Here's a little more. Sleep and dream. Dream and sleep. Rest your eyes. Your worries will keep.
What is he trying to hypnotize her now?
So sleep and dream. Dream and sleep. Not a word now, not a peep.
Oh, he's just summoning a demon. Well, that's okay then. What the fuck am I watching?
It's Christmas Eve. That must be why they call it Christmas Eve.
Come on, Landon, quit stalling.
What's the matter, Em? Worried you're not gonna die in time?
What does happen to them?
After wasting some more time, Emery uses her damn magic again to transform her wheelchair because it was just her choice to be stuck there, just like it's her choice to be sick in real life. Such wonderful parallels this story tells. Then again, maybe Emery's recovery shouldn't solely be left up to a little boy.
Look, already Electra's subjects are within my grasp.
Wait, is that girl blinking through her eyebrows? Disgusting, Jetlag, just truly disgusting. But all is forgiven when her face corrects itself in the closer shot. No, it's not.
Ah! Hey, what's that? Who's there?
Our Captain Planet yuck-making villain in the Magical Snowman Christmas story is the Crypt Keeper? What?
A little out of your element, aren't you, Snowman?
Whoever was voicing this character really nailed the Crypt Keeper voice, so much that I actually had to check to make sure this wasn't actually John Cassier. Now, I really do love the randomness of this, I just really don't understand their thought process. Oh, look at me thinking there's a thought process. That's cute. I'm sure Tales from the Crypt just popped on while they're banging out their random ideas that turned into this onto a napkin. Don't worry, Snowden isn't actually dead. They wouldn't really kill him. How did the Yuck Keeper get the smile energy into the box in the first place if it pains him just to be near it? And why did I just have to say smile energy?
Emery Elizabeth!
The the next thing I would have added here is the Yuck Keeper burning to death. But...
You wretched children! Curse both of you and your miserable snowman friend too!
Yeah, that just happened. We just seen someone burned alive in a Magical Snowman movie. Guess those are just the magical hellfires of Christmas. And if that wasn't enough, well, don't worry. Now it's time for...
Snowden?
Merry Christmas, Emery Elizabeth.
What better gift could there be than a depressing story for the girl who's apparently dying from depression?
Dream and sleep, not a word now, not a peep. Dream and sleep, sleep and dream.
You know, this was creepy enough as it is, Jetlag. You really didn't have to have his evil chanting shake the entire house as he speaks it. Oh well, at least they still have Snowden and Rila. Well, because Emery lived up to Christmas, she's well enough to get out of bed and walk again. They didn't wake Landon up for that, though, because he wouldn't have been that interested in that.
The magic is inside you. Love, Snowden. How did this happen?
There's a time for questions, Landon, and there's a time for action.
I suppose if that action is getting a flamethrower to make sure that demon beast snowman that broke into your house last night is actually dead.
It is a Merry Christmas, Emery Elizabeth.
Don't you forget about me.
What the holiday hell was that? This animation looked way worse than Jetlag's Alice in Wonderland even. The characters are just so flat looking and the coloring is wildly inconsistent. It's kind of a terrible message to say that if you're sick, you just have to want to get better. I mean, positive thinking can help, sure, but there's a difference between that and this girl will die unless she has something to live for, like a story. Apparently, this near-death experience could have been avoided with a TV set in her room, or even just a couple books. Oh well, surviving up until this holiday means you're better forever now, because some old coot said so. Or maybe the snowman used magic powers to do it. That so-called doctor must have seen this coming.
Well, there's nothing more modern medicine can do for her. Let's hope a snowman can fix her.
Why are we still seeing this guy? Well, that movie's depressed me so much that I think I'm dying. Oh well, I'll just have a nice cup of holiday yuck to speed it along. Actually, you know what? That's not too bad. I think I'm gonna be alright.
Don't you forget about me.
What the... Hey, no! Don't you dare! My special Christmas, my ass!
I'll say it's cool, and that's the way, I like it.
The little boy looks surprised. My name is Phelan Porches, he said. Seriously, he's in this? Good thing Landon didn't tell Emery this story. I can't stand that guy.